If you thought Week 5 in the NFL was insane, Week 6 just topped that. Now, there are no longer any undefeated teams left in this year's NFL season. Philadelphia, San Francisco have both been defeated by the Jets and the Browns, respectively. Tonight, we break down all of the action from Week 6 in the NFL. Plus, we bring to you our Week 7 prediction battles. This week, it was the start of the ALCS and the NLCS. Who will advance to the World Series? Plus, the NBA season begins next week. It's showtime.
Turn me up. Turn me up. Turn me up. Turn me up.
Good up to the court, talking all that is sport, breaking down the latest news, scores, and more. Welcome to our Nation Sports Show.
All right. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. It is a Tuesday, and you know what that means. It is our Nation Sports Show. We are here. We are grateful. Thank you guys for joining us. I am Ezra, of course, and today it is a two-man power trip that is involved in today's show. And no, we are not Stone Cold Steve Austin and Triple H, but we're kind of close. I'm balding and angry all the time, and the other guy is a power hungry bearded gentleman. But we'll talk about all that in a second. We got a lot to get into, and of course, we got to get into how you guys can interact with us as always. And that is, of course, at Owen_Sports Show on Twitter, Facebook.com/Our Nation Sports Show, and Instagram with Our Nation Sports Show as well. We got, of course, we got our Twitter handles, which you can find us at Steven_Wyand, at Deadman469. Twitter, you can find us there along with our other buddies, Joey and Kevin. I can't remember their handles right now, and I'm not going to try. Too much to remember at this point in time, but you can follow them too. Their stuff is, of course, in the description as well as in the video at the end of the show. So follow them there. Follow, of course, the Nation's Corner at Nation's Corner, and the Nation's Corner across the socials. Look them up, especially on YouTube. Saturdays, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific time, with Elder, Mongrovian Mike, Deb House, and Tony Justice, and whoever else is a part of that crew. And guess what? Our boys and gal are going to be talking all things pro wrestling on Saturday. So if you love pro wrestling as much as we do, you will have a kick-ass time with them. And it's going to be a busy week, of course, heading into Bishop Pro Wrestling's Thriller this weekend, which some of the nation will be in attendance. Also heading into just getting ready for getting ready to head into Crown Jewel and other things. So all that will be discussed this coming week on the Nation's Corner. 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, same time, different channel for them. And also at Too Sweet Cosplay across all socials at Too Sweet Cosplay for all your wrestling/cosplay needs. We're here for you. No current appearances. We're working on some stuff. Hopefully by the end of the year. If not, our next appearance will more than likely be C2E2 next year. So keep in contact on our socials for more info as it becomes available. But enough of my spiel. We got a lot to get into, and like I said, it's a two-man show today, and I bring in, of course, my heavy metal brother from North Carolina, the man himself, the one and only Big Stevie Wyand. What's up, brother?
What is going on, everybody? And real quick, yes, you can follow Joey at roll_tide 1992. And you can follow also our boy that also hosts with us on the show, Kevin Rory, on Twitter at that Niner Gang 10. And with that being said, man, what another insane weekend in the NFL. And we're going to be getting to that here very shortly. And also some stunning events happening in the world of the championship series in baseball, especially with the Rangers and the Astros, and Philadelphia looking good so far against Arizona. And we'll see if both of those teams can go up 3-0 and 2-0 respectively. And with that being said, let's go.
Yes, definitely. We're going to get into that. Just had to post the link in the Discord server so that way people who want to join can join. Also, I do want to plug that. If you're a positive pro wrestling fan and you want to come in there and not cause drama or cause any issues and you're positive, please join the Nation Sport Discord. We love to have you. We love to talk sports. We love to talk wrestling, MMA, whatever you want. We're open to all those conversations as long as you remain positive and as long as you come on there with a great attitude and come in there to debate and discuss. So you can join us there as well. But we do have a lot to get into. We have a lot of NFL stuff to cover. We got a lot of like I said, baseball, which we'll get into in a second. You talk about baseball. We talk about the world. We talk about, it is the hunt for October going on right now. And it's crazy because of what's happened in the eliminations. Of course, the biggest elimination, I think, out of all of them is our friend Joey's Atlanta Braves getting bounced out of the ALDS. And,
the NLDS.
The NLDS and getting sent home, which was, I thought in a million years would never happen because they seem to be pretty much World Series bound. But they made some critical errors down the stretch and weren't able to get the bats hot enough. So it just
simple.
Yeah,
it's pretty simple. I mean, Atlanta, this is not the first time they have shot themselves in the foot. They've done this plenty of times, especially who can forget that infamous game. What's going on, William? How you doing, sir? Glad to have you along with us here in the chat, and pretty sure Randy will be dropping by and saying hello, and we love interacting with him as well. But yeah, Atlanta, who can never forget the infamous when it was called the SunTrust Park up there in 2019. I believe that was against the Cardinals, and it was. I mean, by like the first inning, it was like 9-0 or 10-0, something like that. It was bad. I mean, it wasn't this level of bad, but still, I mean, they had their chances in that series 4 years ago, and 4 years later, they had their chances against Philadelphia, and and the Phillies took full advantage of every critical error that they had. And as you know, as we all know, in any walk of life when it comes to sports, if you make a critical mistake, the good teams will find a way to capitalize on the mistakes that you made, whether it's, not getting enough runs, not getting enough hits, not, pitching well, giving up too many hits, too many home runs. I mean, Atlanta got themselves in a lot of trouble. And when they had chances to get off with their defense and get their offense back, up the bat, they were just making these critical errors and just making boneheaded mistakes. And, Bryce Harper and Philadelphia, and then they capitalized on every single mistake that the Braves made in this series, and they took care of business. And this is why Philadelphia is up 1-0 against, now obviously the Diamondbacks in their NLCS. And this is why the Braves are sent home.
Yep, pretty much so. And you take a look at the some of the other playoff issues before it got to this point. The Philadelphia, the Phillies themselves wrapped up their series 3-1 They headed to wrapped up their series 3-1 in that retrospect against the Braves. Like you said, they were able to take that pretty soundly. And then you had the Dodgers who got swept against the Arizona Diamondbacks. And the team I didn't think that was going to make the playoffs myself.
This is why we love sports. This is why we love, baseball playoffs, hockey playoffs, and NFL playoffs, because anything can and will happen. If you had Arizona making it to the championship series round, I would have told you you're crazy and you're lying beyond, belief. But Arizona in game 4, especially, good God Almighty, the bats were on fire in this game. I mean, 4 solo home runs. It was just remarkable. And how the what could have been the 4th home run was called off by a foul ball. And then another home run was just hit afterwards. Okay, you're not going to count that one? We'll count this one for nothing. That was it. And, and even though the Dodgers made it somewhat interesting, they scored a couple of runs later on in the game, but they got behind, and again, when you're making a lot of critical errors, like we just said with the Philadelphia-Atlanta series, I mean, the Dodgers couldn't get off, from pitching too many times. I mean, because at one point, Arizona had 3 home runs, and they had only had I think they had no strikes at one point. Nobody was out, which was nuts, because I'm like, man, they can keep scoring, keep on, keep scoring. And then at one point, Arizona had a chance to really blow the game up and had everybody loaded with the bases, had a potential for a grand slam, and it didn't happen. So LA got kind of lucky in that, to not really be out of it. It still had a chance, but man, if that grand slam would have been hit, the roof off of that stadium would have blown off. And hats off to Arizona, for making it this far and making it to the championship series against Philadelphia. And we shall see how this series goes. And game 2 is tonight.
Yes, it is. Game 2 tonight is at 8:07 p.m. Eastern. That is first pitch. Of course, that is the Phillies and the Diamondbacks. Then, of course, the Houston Astros took out the Minnesota Twins 3-1 in the ALDS. And the Texas Rangers swept the Baltimore Orioles 3-0 in their series.
I think it's pretty obvious when you look at those 2 series, because Baltimore had this nice Cinderella run, yay, we won our division this year. Nobody picked us to win. And then you meet the real contenders, in the playoffs. And that's when usually the good teams take care of the Cinderella teams. Now, not saying Baltimore couldn't have gone far. They could have, but again, they made critical mistakes, just like the other teams that are sitting home right now, watching the Final Four and the NLCS and the ALCS respectively. And just remarkable. Baltimore had a nice run this year, and just it wasn't enough. Maybe next year, maybe they can get to the championship series round next year.
Yeah.
And as far as the Twins go, I mean, that's remarkable what their run was. I mean, they haven't won a playoff game in such a long time, and obviously they beat the Toronto Blue Jays in the first round, or in the wild card round, excuse me. And Toronto hasn't won a playoff game since 2004. So there you go. I mean, the Twins, had a remarkable run, but they met the Astros, and that's a tough team to beat. And speaking of a tough team to beat, we'll get to it here in a second. But the Texas Rangers right now are just unstoppable right now.
Yeah, Texas up 2-0 in the series against the Astros right now. You figure the Astros, a former World Series championship team, would be more dominant in this stretch, but it's not playing out that way. The Rangers are coming in and they come to play, man. I'll say that much. The bats are working. Great pitching by the Rangers. overall, it seems like that they're in control of their own destiny. So we'll see what
Well,
happens in this case. There's 7 games to be played. So
this is true. And also, as well, not to mention, but this is the 7th consecutive time the Houston Astros have made it to the ALCS. And that's a hell of a testament, hell of a resume, for the Astros, as a franchise to get this far and to win 2 championships, because it's not easy, being consistent in any sport. I mean, just look at the run, LeBron had in the NBA. Look at the run that the Lakers with Kobe and Shaq and Tim Duncan and the Spurs, and obviously the great Celtics teams in the late 50s, early to mid 60s, and obviously the Lakers and Celtics teams in the 80s and the Pistons in the 80s and 90s. I mean, and the Bulls, late 90s, and late 80s, into the 90s, finishing out that decade. I mean, it's really hard, to win consistently in any sport. I mean, the Red Wings in hockey, and just my goodness. I mean,
Blackhawks in 2010s.
Yeah, the Blackhawks in the 2010s, and yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. What the Astros have done these last 7 years, getting this far into the championship, series as many times as they have. But my question to you is, can they get back in this series? Because they have to win Game 3 in Arlington. They have to, because if they don't, the math is not on their side. It can happen, but the math is not on their side.
No, it's not. And they got every opportunity. Remember, we're talking about the playoffs here. We're talking about big time moments. And there's teams who have come back from bigger and worse situations to come in shock teams.
Sure.
You got the range. It's gonna be a tough call for it's going to be a tough call for the Astros, because starting pitcher will be none other than Max Scherzer, who will be starting Game 3.
Yep.
So, and Max Scherzer, of course, is no joke. So, I mean, they got to really strike quick, strike early, and they got to hold it on. They got to hold it on in the outfield. They got to hold it on. They got to hold the runners. They got to try to do what they can. And the pitching has got to be solid. They gotta throw some low balls, some high speed fastballs to really get the players off center. Because when it comes to baseball is more of a sport where it's a little bit more easier to call than an NFL game. Like, yes, there is sequences and plays where there is some technicality, but unlike the NFL where there's screen plays, eye plays, gun plays,
eye plays,
just stuff like that.
Different formations.
With pitching, it's all about control, and it's all about accuracy. And Javier, who's on the other side with the Astros, he has to come in there and he has to play his best game of his life. He has to come in there, control the ball, control his baseball, and put those pitches where they need to be put. He can't afford too many mistakes against a hot ball club like the Texas Rangers are. When it comes down to it, though, it's a tough call. But could I see the Astros coming back and winning it? Absolutely. They're a tough team. Their metal's been tested. Obviously, World Series champs. It's in their blood to come back and do big things. But it's going to be up to the ball club. It's going to be up to how they play, the passion they show, and can their pitching and their fielding get on the same page and really make some critical plays when they count.
And also, can Altuve and Alvarez get going too? Because, I mean, they haven't shown up in this series so far. And if they can get going in Game 3, I mean, who knows what's going to happen? I mean,
yeah, who knows? It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. And, of course, that game is tomorrow with an 8:03 p.m. Eastern first pitch.
And also, real quick, to add, what's a staggering stat in the Rangers, run so far in this 2023 postseason run in the baseball playoffs?
Yeah.
They have only given up 16 runs in their undefeated, streak so far in these playoffs, which is, for that kind of statistic, that is really, really, really good.
Yeah. But it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. Of course, like I said, the next two games, 8:07 pitch tonight for the Phillies and Diamondbacks, and then tomorrow, Rangers and Astros, 8:03 p.m. Eastern pitch time. So,
And also, I wouldn't be remiss if I didn't bring this up, but joining us obviously at the top of the hour at around 8:15 Eastern, 5:15 Pacific is our very own HiJacker Mike. And Joey has his scores in the chat. I'll let you handle that one since it's a picture, and then I will handle Kevin's scores.
okay, that works out very, very well. We'll do that. We'll definitely have the boys' scores. Of course, neither band can be here. Joey may join us. We don't know yet. We're still waiting on confirmation. Once we know, we'll let you know, and we'll figure it out from there.
And Kevin should be back with us next week.
Yes, absolutely. But HiJacker will be joining us as always, 8:15 p.m. Eastern time to give his scores for the weekend. We're going to get into that real soon. I can't wait for it to get into the scores.
That's a good point, William. A really good point. The Astros have a way better road record than they do a home record. That's a good point.
Yep. And real quick, we got to wish a happy belated birthday to Bryce Harper. Harper. Yeah, Bryce Harper hit the birthday. Hit the best birthday present ever. A big homer in the game against the Arizona Diamondbacks. So once again, yep, in that 5-3 win over the D-backs in game one, he was able to get himself a home run for his 31st birthday. So happy birthday to Bryce Harper.
Very nice.
But yeah, so I wanted to point that out real quick. Let's see. Anything else before we move on to other subjects? Let's see. Oh, at game one was at the Philadelphia Phillies game was both Jason and Travis Kelce.
Oh, okay.
Both were in attendance to watch the game. Obviously no Taylor Swift. So
all right.
Yeah. But yep, those two were in the ballpark watching the game. But that's about it in the world of Major League Baseball. And of course, we'll keep track of this leading into the World Series, which we'll discuss next week. Because I'm sure, depending on how these games go, if they're wrapped up by next week, we will be talking some World Series ball. So, but real quick else in the sports world, we got, of course, the NBA preseason's going on right now. The only thing to cover on that is, of course, there's a couple of games tonight. Knicks and the Celtics, Pelicans and Magic. The Minnesota Twins taking on, I'm trying to figure it out, MRA. What the hell is MRA?
Who the hell knows?
Oh, it's a foreign team that's coming over to play in the preseason.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, foreign team. And then the Bucks and the Thunder, Raptors and the Bulls, and Clippers and Nuggets tonight are going to be going on. Damian Lillard had his official debut game with the Bucks in the preseason, scored 14 points, teaming alongside, of course, Giannis Antetokounmpo. So, it's just preseason. It's a good start for a big Dame. So, it's pretty much it. There wasn't a lot of, obviously, a lot of NBA news this week, but
the NBA season does kick off next Tuesday.
Yes, and we'll be live covering it, so definitely check us out there as well. We'll be live covering the MLB playoffs, the MLB playoffs and the NBA regular season. Oh, here we go. The Houston Rockets, here's some news. The Houston Rockets are trading Kevin Porter Jr. and 2 future second-round picks to the Oklahoma City Thunder. And the Thunder are waiving Porter Jr. immediately. And the Thunder is sending the Rockets Victor Oladipo and Jeremiah Robinson Earl in the transaction as well. So, a little trade news there coming out of the NBA. So,
crazy.
Oh, Here we go. For Orlando Magic assistant Nate Tibbetts is finalizing a deal to become the new head coach of the Phoenix Mercury. So he'll become the highest paid coach in WNBA history. Let's see. Real quick before we move on. James Harden broke his silence on Friday and reiterated his relationship with Daryl Morey is broken, comparing it to a failed marriage.
Oh my God, with this idiot.
But he also repeatedly praised Nick Nurse and said he loves the game and my plan is to play basketball.
What's going on, Randy? I had a feeling you were fixing to pop in, buddy.
Let's see. Jared Vanderbilt will miss his third straight preseason game tonight against Golden State, or that was a couple nights ago. He missed his third preseason game, monitoring soreness in his left heel. So,
and yes, Randy, we agree with your sentiments, except we don't say go Raiders, we say fire McDaniels. We do agree with that.
Yes. Oh, yeah. And then on Wednesday, there was a criminal summons issued for Miles Bridges.
Oh.
Yep, for a domestic violence protective order he violated.
Okay.
Misdemeanor child abuse and injury to a personal property.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was from back on October 6th, but the criminal summons was issued on Wednesday.
Wow. Wow. These athletes just can't seem to get out of their own ways.
Let's see. Here's some news. Draymond Green is going to miss the rest of the Golden State Warriors preseason with a ankle injury.
Mm.
In the preseason finale for the Mavs, Luka Doncic is going to be out with a calf strain.
Mm. Just like with the NFL, the NBA has some serious injuries so far.
Yep. And trust me, we got a lot to get into with that. Very much so. But that's pretty much it in the world of the NBA and not on that front. So let's talk a little bit. There was some major change. There was some major news in the world of mixed martial arts this past week. We had some great fights this weekend, including my boy Darren Elkins, who fought on the prelims for UFC Vegas 81, won by submission in the third round. Orange, Indiana's own Darren Damage Elkins now tied for the second most wins at featherweight.
Interesting.
So it's pretty cool for him. Let's see what else. Showtime has announced that they are going to cease boxing and MMA promotion.
Whoa. Now that is some news.
Which also leaves the future of Bellator MMA uncertain.
Wow.
Yep. And also other news, I forgot to talk about this. This happened last week after the show went off the air, and that is that the USADA, which is the anti-doping agency for the UFC, the UFC and the USADA have split.
Oh.
Yeah, that was some big news last week that happened. If I remember right. Oh, here we go. What? Yep. Let's see. Last Wednesday, it was announced that Conor McGregor re-entered the USADA testing pool, which means that he was getting back into mixed martial arts again. The USADA announced that his partnership with the UFC was ending at the end of 2023. So until January 1st, 2024. After that, if there is no partnership made, or or they're able to maintain it, the USADA will no longer be doing anti-doping tests for the UFC. Now, the question I asked, Steven, and this is a big question, is where does that lead the UFC? Where does that lead where does that lead that? Because obviously the anti-doping agency is known for keeping, anabolic steroids, illegal drugs out of the UFC. Does the UFC find another possible anti-doping agency or somewhere around there? Because I don't think there is one outside of the USADA.
To my knowledge, I don't think there is. I mean, I think that if they don't find another one, I think, to answer your question, I think this could be crippling.
Yeah, because then you got fighters. I mean, understandably so. What does it matter to us? Because we're obviously MMA fans. We're not in the sport itself, but as a fan, of course, you want to see the fighters fight with honesty, integrity, and fight clean. But
exactly,
obviously, if they're juiced up or whatever the case may be, it ain't gonna matter to us because we're not the ones making the decisions. We're just sitting there paying for the fights and watching them. Obviously, it's a disappointment when you find out fighters, aka guys like John Jones or whoever, are using performance enhancers or on illegal drugs or something. But
right,
it is what it is. It's going to be interesting to see how this falls out because obviously the USADA is the biggest anti-drug testing policy organization that is out there, and a lot of different places work with it. MMA, boxing, a lot of combat sports work with it. So, I don't know, man. It's gonna be real. It's gonna be something to keep an eye on heading into the new year. So,
Elda, what's going on? Yeet, yeet.
What up, Elda? Elder, when did you get here? I got him with that earlier in our Discord, Stephen. By the way, that was hysterical.
Nice.
No matter what you say, you old bastard, I'm one step ahead on this day. And yes, I do see clearly, and everything has come to life.
You think you know him?
Okay. But yeah, this is very poignant because it's very interesting because, like I said, Connor's back in the anti-doping pool to get himself back into MMA competition. So, I know Dana White was recently on Pat McAfee's show and said he's unhappy with the president when they announced the separation. So, whatever. We'll see what happens. In other news, there were some fight changes. I know that. What is it? The Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman, is going to take the place in a fight coming up. But also at the same time, he announced after this fight, he's going to take
What's up, Joey? Everybody's showing up tonight. This is awesome.
Who is it, Joey?
Yep, Joey's in the chat.
Cool. UFC 294 coming up. Kamaru Usman will be in this fight against Kazmik Chimaev coming up. 23-0 for Usman, 12-0 for Chimaev. But Usman announced that after this fight, he'll be taking an extended break from mixed martial arts.
Something's got to give.
Yeah, when you fight as much as he is, and you're taking fights on short notice, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got to take a break. You got to give your body a break from all the rigorous training and all that. So, but yeah, so that's pretty much it in the world of mixed martial arts. Those are the big news stories I wanted to cover. So, and of course, the NHL regular season is in full swing right now as well. Blackhawks had a great first game. Connor Bedard getting the game winner in the first game, which makes sense. Obviously, so let's see what else real quick. The Kraken lost forward Brandon Brandon Tanev for 4 to 6 weeks with a lower body injury. Let's see. Bad news for the Montreal Canadiens, and that is Kirby Dach will be out with a significant injury. So, and of course, hockey is more vague with their injury reports than most sports are. Because if you have a knee injury, they say it's a lower body injury. If you have an arm injury or a concussion, it's considered a upper body injury. They're very vague with their approach to injury reports, but it is what it is. And the games, there's some games going on. We got Flyers up on the Canucks 2-0 in the second. The Minnesota Wild up 2-0 over the Canadiens in the first. Tampa Bay Lightning and Sabres tied at 0.
Interesting.
And then later tonight, we got we're just starting here. It looks like we got the, get out of here. It looks like we got the, and I hate this app so much. Arizona taking on the Islanders, Edmonton Oilers taking on Nashville Preds, LA Kings versus the Winnipeg Jets, Jericho's favorite team. Colorado Rockies taking on, or not Rockies, Colorado Avalanche taking on the Kraken.
Yeah, Avalanche.
Heads mixed up. Carolina Hurricanes taking on the San Jose Sharks. And the Minnesota, and of course that's it. And that's all the games for tonight, I believe. So go to your local stations to figure out where your game is located and watch some good hockey. All right.
Exactly.
I guess it's time to get into some football, huh, Steven?
I guess so.
And tonight's MLB NFL coverage is sponsored by Equinox Cream. Does your Shangri-La have an itch? Try Equinox. By the way, to let you know, that is not a real sponsor. We had the Thursday game, which was the Chiefs in that weird game against the Denver Broncos, beating them 19-8.
Yeah, this was a complete odd game to start out the week.
This whole week was odd.
And I was fixing to say that this game on Thursday foreshadowed to what was to come in week 6 in the NFL, because the entire prime time slate of games was complete bizarre.
Yeah. Yeah, and very, very weird, disappointing score, 19-8.
I mean, at one point it was 16-0, but even 16-0, it did not feel like there was. It felt like the game was already over.
Yeah. Yeah. Patrick Mahomes had just a regular game, nothing too extravagant. He had 30 for 40, 306 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. With Travis Kelce, 9 catches for 124 yards. And of course, Miss Swift was in attendance.
Yeah, of course she was. She was in the game, or she was at the game.
Yeah. I mean, she does love the players and they love the game, so. I guess that was a quote from Blank Space, but I digress. Ravens beat the Titans 24-16. Lamar Jackson 21-30, 223, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Ryan Tannehill 8 of 16 for 76 yards. I
mean, Tannehill can't even stay healthy, and he's not a great quarterback. I mean, This Titans team is just like this Bengals team this season. They are up and down every single week. 1 minute Tennessee looks like a world beater, and then the next minute they look like a complete bunch of clowns.
Is it worse that your backup actually has more yards? Because he has a better overall quarterback rating, and he's got more yards and fewer passes than Ryan Tannehill does.
Yeah. And
Malik Willis was 4 for 5 for 74 yards. Ryan Tannehill was 8 of 16 for 76 and 1 interception.
Yeah, not good.
What were you going to say, Steven?
And real quick, back to the Chiefs and Broncos game real quick. I mean, Mahomes, again, another game, he was off. His throwing mechanics, his connection with the receivers, with the exception of Travis Kelce, off. Not a good performance. And Russell Wilson wasn't good either, again. Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course.
Back to the Titans. I mean, just Tennessee. I mean, Derrick Henry, as we all know, is the only spark to this offense that makes them go. Ryan Tannehill is clearly not the answer.
I'll tell you this much: after the game is over, after they lose, after they lose, the bars in Nashville are filled with fans who are drinking heavily after the losses, so that they don't have to remember the Titans.
I love the pun. And I agree. Who gives a damn about Taylor Swift being at these football games? Because it's distracting.
I don't know about you. I'm definitely not feeling 22, but whatever.
No.
Joey's Commanders, the only team out of all of ours to fucking win this week, won. They beat the Falcons 24-16.
And I tell you the craziest thing about this game, the Falcons outgained the Commanders, but 3 interceptions for Atlanta.
Yep.
Desmond Ridder, 3 interceptions.
Yeah, and Sam Howell didn't have a great game production-wise as far as yards. He only had 151 yards passing, but he threw 3 touchdowns. So, and great production. Touchdown to Curtis Samuel, touchdown to Brian Robinson, and a touchdown to Antonio Gibson. Oh, and speaking of Atlanta, this man's not going to Atlanta, but he's going to Philadelphia, and that was the news that broke today, that former Atlanta Falcon, Julio Jones, has signed a 1-year deal with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Holy shit! What? No way!
I forgot to mention that at the top of the show. It was announced earlier, just about an hour or so ago, that Julio Jones has signed a 1-year deal with the Eagles.
And that was my natural reaction because I did not know about this. Oh my God. Like, are you freaking kidding me? I mean, if Philadelphia is not stacked already to get back to the Super Bowl, then come on. I mean, Philadelphia has all the tools to get back to the Super Bowl just like San Francisco does. It would not surprise me if Philadelphia and San Francisco meet back up in the NFC Championship game later on this year.
I want to avoid talking about this next game, but I know we got to talk about it, and that's the Bears losing to the Vikings 19-13.
Oh, my God. Just when you think Chicago, real quick, just when you think Chicago has any glimmer of hope, they piss it right away. Go ahead.
It also doesn't help that Fields injured his thumb and might have to have surgery too, or his finger on his hand or whatever. Yeah, he might have to have surgery and might be out for a little bit. Fields was 6 of 10, 58 yards, 1 interception. His backup didn't do any better. 10 of 14, 83 yards and an interception. No touchdowns thrown. Only touchdown came from the backup, Tyson Bagent, who came in had a rushing touchdown, and that's it. And Kirk Cousins, as far as Kirk Cousins, he only had 181 yards and 1 touchdown on 21 of 31. And the only touchdown in the game for them came from Jordan Addison. So I'm sorry, but I'll be happy when the season is over. This Bears team is trash.
I mean, they were competitive for the last couple of games. They lost the one they should have won against Denver. And then they beat the Commanders.
Beat the Commanders, and now Fields is out with an injury.
The O-line is horrible.
Yeah, very much so. Is the absolute shits. I don't know. I'll leave it at that. But Bengals beat the Seahawks 17-13. Joe Burrow had 24 of 35 for only 185 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. No touchdowns on rushing, but on receiving, the 2 touchdowns went to Andre Iosivas and Tyler Boyd. Jamar Chase had 6 catches for 80 yards, but nothing in the red zone. And Geno Smith, you can't forget about Geno. 27 of 41, 323 yards, but no touchdowns and 2 picks.
Yep.
So, not a good day for Mr. Smith there.
No. No.
Definitely not. And then one of the big shocks, the Cleveland Browns beating the San Francisco 49ers 19-17.
This game was really odd. I mean, just the defense for San Francisco played lights out. Christian McCaffrey, for a 15th consecutive time in a regular season game, scored another touchdown. However, in this game, what plagued the Niners? The injury bug again. And that first drive that San Francisco had was really, really good. Then afterwards, they sputtered. And they were up and down inconsistent. But during that game, Christian McCaffrey suffered an oblique injury, which is unheard of a lot because you don't really see that injury pop up on the reports. And then Deebo Samuel left out with a shoulder injury. So those were 2 weapons on San Francisco's offense that was really affected, and how Brock Purdy and company were going to do. And I mean, Purdy, he didn't play particularly awful like some quarterbacks have this season, but he didn't have his best game. And honestly, and I said this to Kevin, and I said, if I was San Francisco, I don't want the pressure on me, being undefeated, and same with obviously Philadelphia. I mean, San Francisco still had a chance to win the game, and they missed a field goal. But hats off to Cleveland. Cleveland's defense is no joke. I mean, they're one of the best defensive units in the National Football League this season. And they beat the Niners without Deshaun Watson. Who would have thought?
Yeah, who would have thought that? Yeah, because Brock Purdy only threw for 125 yards, had 1 touchdown, 1 interception. But that Browns defense, you take a look at their defense, they had 1, 2, I'm counting it up right now. They had 5 tackles for a loss. And 2 sacks on Brock Purdy. So, and of course the interception. So, but yeah, PJ Walker only had 192 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He did not play well.
No.
Kareem Hunt had 12 carries, 47 yards, and 1 touchdown. Somehow they were able to squeak that by because of the missed field goal, but
they missed 2 kicks in that game as well, did San Francisco.
Can't be missing those kicks, man.
Nope. Nope, especially during crunch time when it really matters come playoff time.
Yep, and then the Texans continue to have some good luck as they beat the New Orleans Saints 20-13. Right here, C.J. Stroud, 13-27, 199 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. But Nico Collins had 4 catches for 80 yards. Dalton Schultz, 4 catches, 61 yards, and a touchdown. And then Robert Woods had a touchdown on 1 catch for 6 yards. So,
Houston, man, they are looking really, really, really good so far. CJ Stroud has put up some good numbers for a rookie.
Yeah. Derek Carr, 32-50, 353 yards, only 1 touchdown and 1 interception.
And the Saints in this game, they shot themselves in the foot multiple times. I mean, the Saints can't be complaining going, oh, we didn't have that many chances to win the game. Yeah, you had plenty of chances. And you pissed it away. I mean, just unbelievable how you gave away every opportunity to win this game with the missed field goal after driving down the field for a good chunk of the quarter. If I was a Saints fan, I would have been completely pissed off. You know, your team drives down the field and gets close to the end zone and you miss a field goal. And then your instincts kicking going, oh shit. We gotta go for it on 4th down and throw for it or run it, whatever. And every time they did, they failed. And the Saints, again, up and down this year.
Yep, absolutely.
Multiple chances to win.
Yeah, they did. Well, chances to win, and he just couldn't capitalize. But a team that did capitalize and made big moments was Jacksonville. Jacksonville won 37-20. Indianapolis Colts. Trevor Lawrence, 20 of 30, 181 with 2 touchdowns and only 1 interception. But one of the big stars of the game was Travis Etienne. Two touchdowns rushing, 18 carries for 55 yards.
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all, man. And the defense looked good.
But what doesn't look good, to add to that, is Anthony Richardson could possibly be missing the rest of the season out for surgery. And Gardner Minshew, this was his first start with the team officially, and he did not have a good game at all.
3 picks.
Ugly.
He threw for over 300 yards. Only had 1 touchdown and 3 picks.
Not good.
No, not a good look at all for Garner. And I gave him a lot of credit because he's the guy who helped save Jacksonville's season last year, but when Trevor Lawrence went down. So right here, of course, the Dolphins spanked the Panthers as expected, 42-21.
But what was not expected, to add to that, the Panthers at one point was up 14-0. But we all knew that Tua Tagovailoa and Miami's offense was going to get the offense shifting into turbo mode, as they say.
We are who they thought they were.
Yes. And Tyreek Hill, 41-yard touchdown in the first half. I'm like, yep, that's the cheetah. And the Dolphins, they got it going. And Carolina in that first half blew a huge opportunity to possibly cut the lead into 4, but they missed. But their kicker missed the field goal. What's his name? Eddie. It's his last. I can't think of his last name.
So the kicker?
Yeah.
For who? Miami?
Carolina.
Oh, Carolina. Okay.
Eddie.
Hold up right now. Eddie Pinheiro.
Yeah. Thank you.
He used to play for Chicago.
Yeah. He's definitely he's not suffering from the doink that obviously Cody Parkey did in Chicago.
Double doink.
Yeah, they're the double doink, but he's definitely suffering from just missing critical kicks. He did it against Atlanta last year with Carolina. Just not looking good. But Miami looked, as they have for the most part of this season, has looked unstoppable.
Yes, they have. I mean, 3 touchdowns, 262 yards for Tua. But the big story is Raheem Mostert had 17 carries for 115 yards, 6.76 yards per carry, and 2 touchdowns. And Tyreek Hill, like you said, the cheetah, 6 receptions for 163 yards.
Stop.
On 10 targets.
Oh my God. It's unbelievable. I mean, this team is they're fast. Like they have that Chiefs, speed mentality. Like they get it going. Like, man, they're so good.
And that's the thing is, I think Tua is also growing in confidence with the weapons that he has. Hence why there's been such a level of success on the offensive side of the ball.
I agree.
Because Tua's got Mostert on when it comes to rushing. He's got Tyreek Hill. He's got those weapons available.
Jalen Waddle at receiver.
Yep, Jalen Waddle as well. You look at the weapons he has. It's incredible that this team isn't undefeated. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know. And, and they clearly can make a run. It's just that Tua has to stay healthy the rest of the season.
Yeah, that's the big issue. Can he avoid taking headshots and getting himself concussed? Let's talk about this team, the Raiders, with their second win in a row, 21-17 over the Patriots.
I've been waiting a long time to say this, New England. Welcome to football hell. Enjoy your stay. Mac Jones is horrible. Mac Jones is a horrible quarterback. Who? Exactly.
Mac Jones.
Who?
Mac Jones.
Who?
Mac Jones.
Back then, we all didn't know him.
You will catch Mr. Jones. Ha 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 ha.
He doesn't have a thing going on.
Why are we? Okay, I don't know why we're throwing Mike Jones references in here, but what is this? 2007?
I mean, what are you doing? What are you doing over there? You cruising around the street in your 6'4"?
Then again, Elder remembers 2007. After all, he was only about 4,000 years old. Hell to him back then. 2010s was like the Roaring 20s back in 40,000 BC. We love you, Elder.
But Mac Jones is not good. He has entered into.
He's getting close to Brian Hoyer levels of territory.
Yeah, pretty close.
200 yards. He threw big, but got nothing to show for it. It was the rushing. It was Ezekiel Elliott and Ramondre Stevenson who had the touchdowns. Jimmy G only threw 1 touchdown and had a pick in his game. And then Brian Hoyer came out there.
Oh, that guy.
Speaking of Brian Hoyer, did Jimmy G get injured that game?
I think he did. He did. Yes, he did. He had a back injury. He did.
Oh yeah, that's right. They said that they had dodged a big bullet with this back injury, according to that idiot Josh McDaniels.
I mean, if I was Jimmy Garoppolo and I was playing for the Raiders, I definitely probably would have thrown my back out too, because Jesus, I mean, having to carry this franchise on your back, it's a lot of pressure, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, when you have an idiot coach in a front office that's absolutely has no idea how to run a fucking football team in Vegas. Here's what I say. Put the Patriots back in Oakland and fucking keep the stadium for concerts.
Yes.
Next team, the Lions absolutely wrecking the Bucks 20-6.
Oh,
Lions,
man.
5-1 and kings of the NFC North.
Jared Goff. I mean, my God. He is just playing some serious good football right now. I mean,
30 of 44, 353, 2 touchdowns, no picks.
Detroit's for real this year. They have not looked this good probably since the days of Barry Sanders. I mean, it's just unbelievable how Detroit is playing some serious good ball.
Dude, look at these team stats. Third down efficiency, Detroit 56%, Tampa Bay 16%.
God.
Time of possession, 36-30 for Detroit and only 23-30 for Tampa Bay.
That'll do it.
But yeah, Jared Goff, man, throwing big these past few games, especially. David Montgomery getting a few good runs. Jared Goff showing his running game. But Amari St. Brown, man, 12 catches, 124 yards on 15 targets and a touchdown. So it's another unsung hero on that team. And this is coming from a guy who watches a few games here and there, is Sam Laporta.
Oh my God, yes.
Sam Laporta has had some has had some really good plays in that game. So,
including a touchdown in that game.
Yep. Yes, he did. Next game on the docket for last week was the Rams destroying the Arizona Cardinals 26-9.
Matt Stafford and company's not looking too bad. You know, they're competing. They're doing pretty good.
Yeah, 15-24, 226, 1 touchdown. Kyrie Williams, 20 carries for 158 yards.
Nice.
7.9 yards per carry. Cooper Kupp, 7 catches for 148 and a touchdown on 9 targets. So there you go.
Very nice.
Absolutely. And then you've got the, like you said, the other big shock of the week, the Jets beating the Eagles 20-14.
This was the biggest shocker of the weekend. I mean, Zach Wilson did not have a great game.
No.
Jalen Hurts had his moments where he was good, but that interception that he had, trying to ice the game. Why are you throwing the ball that deep? Why? That got him in trouble.
Oh, Elder apparently heard our comments. He put hate you in the chat.
Of course he heard us.
Yeah, I know. He finally turned his hearing aid out. But yeah, I do agree, man. Jalen Hurts, 3 interceptions.
4 turnovers overall by Philadelphia.
Yep.
I mean, when you give a great defense like the Jets that too many opportunities to score, they're going to capitalize.
Yeah.
You can't keep a team in the game that long because they're going to burn you, and they did. I think Philadelphia will dust this, loss off, and I think just like San Francisco, they needed to be beaten in the early part of the stage of the season just to prove that, okay, we can't take games off. We can't be lackluster. We got to execute, and play these games, and mean it, and hats off, to the Jets. They're still somehow in there. They're still in contingency for the playoffs and the wild card for now.
Yeah, they are record 3-3. But AJ Brown had no touchdowns, even though he got 131 yards receiving on 7 catches. So, but let's see. Moving on to the next one. My stupid app will load, or my stupid website will load, shall we say? Here we go. The Sunday night game, Giants and the Bills.
Oh,
Giants were up 6-0 at the half.
And 6-0 heading into the 4th quarter. Okay, this is where I have a problem. The common theme during this past weekend, was shitty fucking football. You mean to tell me that the Buffalo Bills are just screwing around and finding out the hard way? And hello, Josh Allen, you have more than one receiver on the football team other than Stephon Diggs. Are you kidding me? Just because Gabriel Davis fumbles the ball away. Oh, we're going to stop throwing to all of our targets because coincidentally, Diggs did not have a touchdown in this game, but he sure as hell had a lot of targets and a lot of catches in this game and over 100 yards. He had more target attempts than he had receptions in this game. Josh Allen had one ugly interception. This was awful. And the Giants O-line sucks. And what's so funny to me about this game was the Giants coaching at the end of that first half, whenever up 6-0, you have the momentum on your side, picking off Josh Allen. And what in the hell are you doing with that play call at the end of the first half? Running the ball. What are you doing? What are you doing? There was no timeouts. He had no timeouts. That was awful. 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 Just pathetic. And then this game was not flowing at all. There were some flags. And the fourth quarter comes, and then they both offenses go, oh, let's decide to wake up a little bit. And Buffalo, took the lead. And their defense played pretty good, but their offense was just, I don't know, man. It was an odd game. It was a really odd game. And for a third consecutive week, the Giants cannot score a touchdown because how fitting. You get a untimed down. Late stages in the fourth quarter, trailing 14-9, and you can't score a touchdown.
The Giants are something else, man. I don't know what their problem is.
I know what the problem is. They 110%, absolutely 100 and positively suck.
Yeah, Tyrod Taylor threw for 200 yards, nothing to show for it. No touchdowns, no nothing.
Nothing.
They get nothing. They lose. Good day, sir. But I would be remiss if we didn't talk about the scary incident that happened during that game, and that was one of their players took a hit and could not get off under his own power. It had to be escorted out in the ambulance, unfortunately.
No, it was Damian Harris for Buffalo. Unfortunately for him, he was able to give the thumbs up multiple times. So good for him. He'll make a recovery. A good thing there was a sign that that I'll be okay. It was very scary on that 3rd and 1 or that 4th and 1 trying to get the first down, and he got it, but he paid for it, with the violent hit, and glad that he's going to, pull through,
Yeah, he suffered a neck injury, and luckily he had full movement with his body, so
that's a good sign.
So that's a good sign, and we hope for best for him to recover and get back soon.
Yep.
So yeah, that was a scary moment from that game, but and then the final game, was everybody's favorite Dallas Cowboys barely squeaking by the Chargers.
Congratulations, NFL. You just showcased two of them. You just showcased two teams that have some of the most awful head coaches in NFL history. Two teams that cannot coach their lives out of a paper bag if their lives were on the line when it comes to the playoffs. Now, with that being said, the Chargers had to charge it up once again, and the Cowboys had to earn that victory, and they did. But congratulations, refs, for all the flags displayed on the field last night. That was absolutely just wonderful. It was wonderful to see so many yellow, red flags thrown onto the field, holding calls, pass interferences, illegal men downfield. You name it. You wanted flag football, you got it. And
real quick, Stevie, you mentioned flags. Let's go back to the Buffalo New York Giants game. Remember that big brawl that happened near the end zone?
Yes.
Yeah, there was like at least 6 flags thrown.
And I thought it was at 6 flags. I mean, good Lord.
No. But
Yeah.
We just need the old man
Awful.
dancing. That's what we need. No, it's but no,
These
go ahead.
these primetime games were just complete shit. I mean, just the ebbs and the flows of these games was hideous. It was bad. I mean, the Cowboys barely squeaked it out. And Prescott ran for a touchdown, 18 yards, threw for a touchdown to Brandon Cooks. CeeDee Lamb, for once, saw the ball and had over 100 yards receiving, no touchdowns. But Justin Herbert, I mean, what are you doing? I mean, you knew he was going to throw a pick, or to be quite frank, I mean, you knew Prescott or Herbert were gonna screw it up, and then we're gonna throw a pick in that game, and they did.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's joined us at perfect time because we are discussing the last game. He is the king. He is the leader of Smoking in the Bay, which you can watch on YouTube every week. He is our boy, HiJacker Mike. What's up, brother?
What's up, Ezra? What's up, Steven? How y'all brothers doing today?
Well, I think we're doing a lot better than these primetime games this past weekend, brother. I mean, this was some awful football. I mean, hey, Mike. I mean, hey, I was just saying congratulations to the referees last night because all the flags that were thrown. We salute you, NFL refs. Congratulations for displaying your freedom of your love for America. Fuck you.
Yeah. Flag football it was last night with the referees
Yes.
between Dallas and the Chargers.
Man, it's you're talking about that flag football in that game, dude. There were so many flags, whether it be that Buffalo game with the brawl in the end zone, whether it be this Dallas game. There's so many flags. I swear it's like the end of a Broadway play where they're throwing the ribbons and shit.
I love
we
that,
can build
William.
a couple of houses with all those flags thrown last night, man.
Yes.
Or actually on Sunday as well. We could build a house with all those flags.
I love what William said. It's crazy how many penalties have been called in the this early in the season in the no fun league. Yeah, because it's no fun at all with this many flags.
So
Yeah,
man,
what's up?
No, I was just gonna say, man. Real quick before we get into the scores, your thoughts, real quick, on the MLB playoffs.
Honestly, I haven't been really watching. I know a lot of the powerhouse teams have been knocked off from the season. Honestly, I haven't been doing sports, man. The only thing sports-related baseball I've seen was yesterday. A former Oakland Athletic retired, if you guys heard, Trevor May, who came out retired on his Twitch program, and he bashed owner of the A's, John Fisher, telling him, dude, sell the team. You don't know what you're doing. You got your hand-me-down from your mom and dad. Give it to someone who's going to put an effort into owning a sports team in this country and allow them to run this team like it should be and stay put in Oakland. But other than that, baseball, I haven't really been watching much of the playoffs. Been kind of busy, with the editing of shows and whatnot, and taking care of work. And, we got an election coming up, so I'll be busy here in the next couple of weeks coming forth until about the middle of November. But I think last time I looked, I seen Houston and Minnesota was last playing, but I think Houston beat them and moved on, right?
Yeah. It's a Texas it's a Texas showdown between the Rangers and the Astros.
That's it. What's the series on that one right now? Because I'll roll with
2-0 Rangers.
Yeah,
I can dig it. I can dig it.
And Philadelphia is up 1-0 right now in their series against the Diamondbacks.
Okay. So the Diamondbacks are the Cinderella team.
Yeah, they beat the Dodgers in 4.
Yep. That's just amazing how Tampa Bay's not there. Dodgers are not there. Atlanta's not there.
Yeah.
These are 3 teams that had the best record in baseball all of last year for the 23 season, and they're all pretty much eliminated in the first round. And then I think Dodgers and Atlanta. Well, actually, everybody got eliminated in their first series, right? Because they got that first round bye, didn't they?
I believe so, yeah.
I believe so. So if I take a look and go take a look, yeah. But yeah, man, hey, congrats to all 4 teams that are playing to go down to the last 2 and get into the to that World Series championship showdown.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. All right. Let's get into these scores let's get into the score predictions right now.
And I have the numbers from last week, thanks to our buddy Joey.
Okay.
You, Ezra, because you picked the Cowboys last night. You, Kevin, and Joey all finished with an 11-4 tie. I finished 9-6.
Same here. I finished with the 9-6 as well.
Yeah, it was split down the middle. And with that being said, let's get on to our games for this week.
Absolutely. And the first game is a Thursday night game between the Jaguars and the Saints.
And I'm going to kick this one off. I'm going to start with Kevin's score. He has the Jaguars beating the Saints 24-18. And
Okay.
I am going to go with the Jags as well. I am going to go with the Jags. I'm going to go with Jacksonville 23-16.
All right. I'll take Jacksonville 28-17 over the Saints this Thursday night.
All right. I'm going Jacksonville 24-10. And Joey has 23-10 Jaguars over the Saints.
Next
game on the list is the Lions and the Ravens.
And this is the one that has me a little surprised. Kevin actually has the Ravens winning in this game 27-26.
Interesting.
I got. Well, Steven, what's your
and
score?
real quick, William has the Jags winning 24-17. I am gonna go. You know what? I think the Lions have had a great start, but I think they got to lose at some point. I am going to agree with Kevin on this one. I'm going to go with the Ravens in a close one. I'm going to go Baltimore 28-20.
I'm going 28. I'm going to go 28-17. Baltimore over Tennessee, and then
Detroit.
What'd you say, Steven?
It's Detroit, Baltimore, and Detroit.
Oh yeah, Baltimore, Detroit. Baltimore, Detroit. Yeah, I'm going. Oh no, Baltimore, Detroit. Okay, I'm going Detroit then. Change of plans. I'm going Detroit in that one. Gonna go 28-24.
And William has the Lions 21-17.
And
I,
hold on. And Joey has them 20. Joey has them Lions 30, Ravens 20.
Oh, okay.
all right. And I got Detroit 21-16 on the road.
Ooh,
Okay.
look at us.
I like it. All right, next game is the Raiders going to Soldier Field to take on the Bears. I'm going right here. I'm doing it. Raiders are going to win this one. Raiders are going to win 23-13.
I like the Raiders in this one as well, and so does Kevin. Kevin's score, he has the Raiders winning 16-12. And
Really?
I have the Raiders winning 20-10.
Joey has the Raiders winning 16-14.
Wow.
Yeah, no, not on mine. I have Chicago 17-13.
Yes! Go, HiJacker.
Piss and vinegar. I love it.
I love it, man. All right. Next is the Cleveland Browns going to Indy to take on the Colts.
Kevin has Cleveland winning 24-3.
Oof.
Wow. It could be 28-3.
Let's see.
Williams got the Raiders 20-13.
Joey's got the Browns 26-13.
Okay. I will go with the Browns as well. I'm gonna go with the Browns. I'm gonna go 20-13.
21-10, Browns.
I got the Browns 28-13 over the Colts.
Okay. Cool. All right. Next game is the Buffalo Bills taking on the Patriots in Foxborough.
Oh, New England, you better get that fireplace ready because your stay at football hell it's going to be getting even worse. Good God Almighty. I smell a shutout in Kevin's score. Buffalo 28-0. Yosa.
Give me them 31-7. Give me the Bills 31-7.
Let's see. William has the Browns winning 24-10. I'm looking for Buffalo to crush New England in this one. I am going to go with the Buffalo Bills 34-3.
Joey's got the Bills beating the softest ice cream 37-9.
Pretty good.
Well, as New England starts Bill Belichick's farewell tour, which has started, 6 games ago.
Wait, Mike, wait. That's bullshit because this will never end. He's going to coach until he croaks.
I was gonna say, hopefully this is unlike Kiss or Ozzy.
Yes, because you know what? I got it. It's the never-ending tour. Yay!
All right. Buffalo 35, New England 9.
William has the Bills 35-10. That's being generous, William. Wow, look at you giving Matt Jones a touchdown. Wait, what? Okay.
Kevin must have had a good week this week.
Yeah. He must have had a good time cleaning up and getting his daughter's room ready. Yeah, that's why he said 28.
Definitely not because the 49ers blew their undefeated season, but I digress.
He must have had a good week. That's why he's feeling happy with
your daddy. This whole week just went. Let's see. Moving on to the Commanders taking on the New York Football Giants in New Jersey.
I'll go first on this one. I'm going to go with the Commanders to beat the team in the shadows of New York City in New Jersey, not New York, New Jersey, because I'm not a moron. I'm going to go with the Commanders to beat the Giants that are not very giantly playing good this year. I'm going to go with the Commanders. I'm going to go 24-10.
Give me the Commanders over the Colts.
Giants.
Or over the Giants, whatever. Both teams suck anyways.
There you go.
Let's go with the Commanders 21-7. And Joey says the Commanders over the biggest primetime losers 27-10.
Love it.
All right. I got Washington 31. The Giants 14.
Okay. Does William have a score? Aha! I love it. He's calling them the presidents 33-6. There'll be definitely no millions of peaches for them. Sorry, Giants.
Oh, and HiJacker, I'm not sure if you saw this news earlier today, but this is going to involve one of the Sunday night game tonight when we get to that game. But Julio Jones signed a 1-year deal with the Philadelphia Eagles today.
Really? Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
They got to sign some old school speed there, huh?
Yes, sir. I just want to let you know that the other day signed him today. But moving on to this, the next game is final 1:00 game is Atlanta and Tampa Bay.
Okay.
I am gonna go with the Bucks in a close one. I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay 27-20. And Kevin also has the Bucks as well. Let's see. Kev's got the Bucks 24-19.
I got the Bucks 31-27.
Okay. I'm going 28-24. Bucks over the Falcons. And Joey has the Bucks over the Falcons 28-17. All right.
Okay.
The first late afternoon game, the 3:05 4:05 start time in the Eastern time zone. The Steelers going to LA to take on the Rams in SoFi.
Okay. Real quick. He hasn't written the score yet. Kevin has the Rams winning in this one. Kevin has the Rams winning 23-20. Okay. Damn, this one's tough. I'm gonna go ahead.
No, I was gonna go with I'm gonna go with the Rams. Tough score. I'm gonna go 26-17.
All right. I'll take the Rams in this one in a close game, 21-20 over Pittsburgh coming out of their bye week.
Good score.
Yeah, they are coming out the bye week, and so is Green Bay when we get to them as well.
Yep. I'm gonna go with the Rams in a close one. I'm gonna go with the Rams. Let's see. I'm gonna go the Rams 27-23. And William, he has Tampa Bay in their previous game, though he went over 21-17.
Okay.
Anyway, okay, I love this one. He's calling them the Mountain Goats 21-17.
Okay. Joey has the Rams over the Silk Curtain 20-7. Jesus.
That's good.
All right, next game is the Call of Duty beta testers. The Arizona Cardinals, taking on everybody's favorite Sea Chickens, the Seahawks in rainy Seattle.
I'm gonna go with Seattle. I like Seattle in this game. I'm gonna go Seattle. I'm feeling a little odd. I'm gonna go Seattle 29-27.
Makes sense for you.
Kevin's got the Seahawks 27-24.
Give me
Seahawks.
Go ahead,
Ezra. Go ahead, man. Go ahead,
Okay.
brother.
All right. Give me Seattle on this one. I'm actually gonna say 23-13.
Okay.
All right. I got the Seahawks 35-10 over Arizona.
Okay. Let's see here. Let's see. What's his name? Joey has.
What's his name?
Yeah, what's his name? I don't remember who he's. Wait, who are you?
Who?
Wait, what?
Huh?
Wait, you're actually on the show? What? Here we go. Seahawks 34, Cardinals 14.
Wow. And William.
You know what?
Checker chicken. 31-17, Seattle.
There you go. All right. First 425 start. In this next game, it's the Green Bay Packers taking on the Denver Broncos.
Oof. Why?
How high?
Oh,
Give me
look
Green
at
Bay.
this.
Give me Green Bay in this one. Give me Green Bay. Jordan Love's gonna have a hell of a game. Give me Green Bay. Give me Green Bay 27-7.
Give me Green Bay in this one. They're going to mop up the field with the donkeys. I'm going to go with Green Bay. I'm going to go Green Bay 28-7. Kevin's got the Packers as well, 15-6.
Joey's got the Packers over the great value donkeys 23-14.
Now that's a great value score right there, but it says on myself.
I got Green Bay coming out of their bye week 24-17.
The great value donkeys, always low scores, always. Just like Walmart, always low prices.
Can they roll back though?
No.
Yeah, they roll back. They roll back to scoring so they could get the number 1 draft pick. But I digress. All right, last late afternoon game is the Chargers going.
Wait. What's your score? What's your score, William? Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, William. What's your score, bud?
Got it. 28-3. Green Bay 28-3.
Poor
Wow.
Russell Wilson.
Go ahead. I guess Matt Ryan's not alone.
Ouch. Chargers heading to Arrowhead to take on the Chiefs.
That's great.
The way Kansas City has been playing lately, this is going to be another low scoring affair.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, give me the Chiefs on this one 20-17. And Joey has the wow. He's got the Chiefs over the Chargers 34-17.
Interesting. I'll take the Chiefs with a 24-21 victory over the Chargers.
Kevin's got the Chiefs as well, 21-17. You know what?
You get the camera off. You were better without it. That's the best day Grohl ever looked since Nirvana ended.
Oof! Wow.
I was gonna say the people in Seattle, if they don't win that game we mentioned earlier, they're gonna be more depressed than Kurt Cobain in 1994.
Damn.
Wow.
Damn.
Now, sorry, but that's a shot.
Oh no. You said that's a shot. That's a bad reference.
I know, but it was right there.
That was right to the head.
We're so
You're going to hell, Ezra.
Well, here we are.
I'm gonna go with the Chiefs as well. I'm gonna go with Kansas City in a close one. I'm gonna go Kansas City. I'm gonna go Kansas City 20-16.
Oh, you don't feel like you pop yourself.
Williams got the Chiefs 30-10. Oh, that reference was so wide open.
I'm not even gonna go any further than that.
No, that's as far as we're gonna go.
Yeah.
I had no bad
Okay.
joke.
Everybody got the scores in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Sunday Night Football is going to be a matchup for the ages.
Mm-hmm.
Miami Dolphins
of the
going to
week.
Philly to take on the Eagles.
Game of the week. Easy.
Yes.
Might as well say the best for last because this is going to be a hell of a game.
34-31. I gotta go Miami. 34-31. Miami over the Eagles. Just the way Tyreek Hill, the way Tua has been playing, it's insanity. I gotta go with those two. I gotta go with Miami on that one. And Mr. Joey has the Eagles actually over the Dolphins 38-35.
You know what? I'm actually agreeing with Joey on this one because Philadelphia has the home field advantage. They're playing great football, minus that one loss. And their defense is pretty good. But I am going to go with the Eagles in a close one. I look for a monster score. I'm going to go Philadelphia on a game-winning touchdown drive, 37-33.
Okay.
And Williams going a little score. He's got the Dolphins 30-24.
Okay.
And Kevin has the Dolphins winning as well. He's got the Dolphins winning 41-36. Wow.
I'm gonna go with the home team on this one because I see Steven going in for the Dolphins as quarterback this week. 35-31, Eagles.
Okay.
Steven, you're playing quarterback for the Dolphins this week. Get ready, suit up.
No, thank you. No dice.
Oh, by the way, there's a bonus game this week. By the way, according to Joey, there's a bonus game this week. By week 24, Steven's favorite team 7.
Carolina is not my favorite team. No. Joey, you got it wrong. It should be by week 24, my quote-unquote favorite team, nothing, because they're not playing.
All right. Final game for the week is Monday Night Football, and it should be an easy one, hopefully. The Santa Clara 49ers. Taking on the Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota.
I'm going to go with San Francisco or Santa Clara to be technical. I'm going to go with the Niners in this one. I look for them to bounce back and get a serious monster victory. I am going to go with the Niners in this one. I'm going to go with San Francisco 34-7.
Yeah.
And Kevin has San Francisco 34-6.
I have them winning. I have 49ers winning 30-10. And let's see here. Mr. Joey has the Niners winning 29-13.
And I got Santa Clara 27-13 on this one.
All right. That wraps up the picks for the week. HiJacker, well, you got to leave here in a few minutes, but I want to get your thoughts on one or two quick things. One of the biggest news to come out of MMA this week was two things.
Real quick, Niners for William 31-10. Go ahead.
Okay, Niners, yeah, for William. Sorry about that. Number one, Conor McGregor announced that he had re-entered the USADA testing pool to get back into fighting. That's one big thing. But the other big thing was that the USADA announced that as of January 1st, 2024, They will no longer be the anti-doping agency partner of the UFC unless some sort of agreement, resolution, or whatever is reached.
Really, what's going on here? I haven't had a chance to check into that. What's going on with that, man? Is this something in the works, or is this something that just popped up out of nowhere, out of all of a sudden?
It just popped out of nowhere. It was a report came out that about the US88. First of all, it came out that Conor McGregor was going back into the testing pool to get himself a fight. But then after those news broke, literally a day later, the USADA announced that their agreement or partnership with the UFC officially comes to an end at New Year's Day of 2024, and that they are not planning to no longer be the doping police essentially for the UFC. So unless they find another partnership or something, which I don't think there is another one, that that fighters don't have to be tested as an addict. But I think they'll come to some sort of agreement, because I just think that
they'll have to, because how are you going to allow these guys to come in there? You know, it's like PEDs in professional baseball. You can't let these guys take supplements that are going to help them, even though the guys, coming back from an injury say, oh, well, this helps me from this injury. They may be given a granted time to take the medicine, but then it's like you got to get it out your system by a certain period of time. But you can't have these guys doped up in the damn octagon, man. That just doesn't sound right, in my opinion.
Yeah, because they announced that, and it set a shockwave down the MMA world, as it should, because that's really the only anti-doping agency out there that does that type of stuff in the especially not only in mixed martial arts, but in combat sports in general, because they work with boxing as well.
Yeah.
So,
it's crazy. It's insane. You got to have regulation and rules to a point for these guys, man, or else you're gonna have freaking guys 3 times the size as Brock Lesnar, and they're grounding and pounding fucking Spike Dudleys.
Yeah, absolutely. And then remember, also this week there was that. Also, real quick, I wanted to touch on is this week they had that those like Triller type fights. They had that one between Tommy Fury, the younger brother of Tyson Fury, taking on KSI. And Tommy Fury won, but now the decision has been altered after it was revealed that one scorecard had been added up incorrectly.
Wow. How the hell did they do that? How the hell do you add up a scorecard wrong when you can count it several times before you turn it in?
Exactly.
Right here, it says right here, the 57-57 scorecard from Judge Rafael Ramos was the result of an incorrect math, and it should have actually read 57-56 to Fury, so it should have been a unanimous decision.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right, man, because something's going on. That's why a lot of these guys don't get to get to judge fights on a higher level, WBC, WBA, WBO and all that stuff. You don't see these guys judging those fights because shit like this happens and you can't have it. Even though Triller is a show boxing, they do a good job. They put on a good product. They put on a good show, but you can't have this stuff in sanctioned fights for titles.
Yeah. Speaking of Showtime boxing, Showtime announced
37
today.
37 years, man.
Yeah, they're ending their relationship with boxing, which also leaves the future of Bellator uncertain.
Yeah, they're talking about possibly moving the PBC Premier Boxing Championship. They're talking about getting a deal with possibly Amazon Prime or DAZN. What is it? How you say that shit? DAZN?
It's DAZN.
Yeah.
DAZN.
Yeah.
DAZN. Yeah.
But 37 years of Showtime showbox, dude, it kind of sucks because they only got one fight scheduled left, and that's Benavidez versus get the dude's name. I was just looking at it earlier, but Benavidez is one of the last fights coming up next month. There's nothing else scheduled and set. But they may have a couple small things popping up on Showtime to finish this off. But yeah, they're ending at the end of the year, which 37 years, man, that's kind of like, it makes me feel like I did when USA's Tuesday Night Fights went off the air after 20 plus years.
Mhm.
So, it sucks, but it is what it is, man. It's just, we're living in a different era. Everything is streaming. So people move on. But honestly, boxing, I don't think has the following and crowd as it used to in the past.
No, and I'll jump onto that because like boxing used to have mainstay powers, like Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather, on a consistent fighting basis, and then obviously Tyler, Tyson Fury, doing his thing, and being the heavyweight champion. I mean, he's a pretty big name, but no offense, he's not Floyd Mayweather, he's not Pacquiao.
You got to think Canelo, Amir Khan.
Yes,
yeah,
names like that. So. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And I agree what Mike is saying because we have entered a different time as far as how we consume, sports and all of that type of stuff because we don't need Showtime anymore. There's different streaming apps and there's different things like that where people can still watch this stuff and knowing the streaming, entities out there will be some app that will pick this up, that will pick boxing up, and people will still have to pay, and if they want to watch it at home, whatever. But boxing has been suffering for years, and it's sad that Showtime is ending their relationship with boxing at their 37 years. But at the same time, honestly, it's not surprising.
Yeah, it sucks. It's like I tell people, man, go and pay for the fight. Go pay and support. Don't go find these little punk ass streaming sites that stream shit all over the world for free and you're jumping in there. That's not a way to support this stuff. If you love a certain fight or a certain sports, we got to pay to go to a game. Support it. We got to pay to watch NBA on TNT for our cable. Support it. If you like something, support it. I understand money is hard times at times. I understand. But that's not a way to go around and just do some shit like that. Because if we go and stream illegally, that's when we lose like Showtime here. I'm sure that's probably a possibility while they're going out because they're not getting the eyes on the prize like they used to 20 years ago. 20 years ago, you had no choice. Yeah, you had no choice but to purchase it through them or have Showtime on your cable pack.
I mean, think about it, HiJacker. When Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson had that fight in June of 2002 in Memphis, Tennessee, people bought that fight because they wanted to see that fight. It was two heavyweight fighters fighting, Lewis obviously being the prime heavyweight champion at that time, and Mike Tyson, obviously he was, several years down the line of his professional boxing, fighting career. Yeah. But the name alone, drew people to the fight and people to buy tickets to go to the show. And also as well, when you look at and Ezra can attest to this because him and I are MMA fans, the UFC is very strict on illegal consumption of their content.
Yeah, they are. So
because if you get caught, you could spend up to 5 years in federal prison with a fine of $250,000.
Yep.
Yeah. It's just like Vince McMahon going after everybody watching his pay-per-views.
Yep, exactly.
But
and
guys, I gotta get ready to roll, gentlemen.
All right, HiJacker.
All right, man.
Always good to have you on, brother.
Yep.
Thanks for having me, guys. And like I said yesterday, my video of this week dropped on Smoke in the Bay, which was a Halloween special. It was a limited edition Tatawahe, the Face Redux 3 in their Monster Series, 3rd edition. This is paid homage to Texas Chainsaw Massacre's Leatherface. So you guys get a chance, go ahead and check out the video on Smoke in the Bay. Gentlemen, until next week, you guys have a good one. And we'll catch up with you on the flip side, folks. Let's go.
All right,
Hashtag sell the team.
Sell the fucking team.
Absolutely.
All right, y'all.
Yep.
Later,
bro.
Later. All right, what a way to close out the show tonight with, of course, our boy HiJacker Mike. Of course, Smoke in the Bay. Catch him on YouTube. Of course, follow him at Mr. Mac, MACC, MISTA, Mr. Mac on social media as well. Of course, HiJacker Mike helps produce our sports show clips and the music and everything. So definitely thank him for that. But I have nothing else really to talk about. Steven, do you?
Man, you know what? Honestly, I don't have nothing really thinking about talking about, because I mean we pretty much covered everything, tonight. I mean, everything from the NBA, a little bit of NBA because they start up next week, the baseball stuff, happening, and when just I'm in disbelief of the signing of Julio Jones to Philadelphia, because that right there just adds another weapon to this already stacked Philadelphia Eagles offense. I mean, just unbelievable that maybe finally Jones can win a championship, but who knows? Who knows? And right now, as we speak here on the show, it is at the bottom of the third. The Diamondbacks are trailing Philadelphia 1-0.
Philadelphia may be looking to put the thing at what is it? 3-0, 2-0?
They're 1-0 right now.
Okay, so it'll be 2-0. All right.
But other than that, I mean, I honestly can't think of anything else to talk about. So I think I'm good.
Yeah, let's Steven, go ahead and close that out then.
But I do want to mention real quick. I mean, you can follow us on Twitter at Owen_Sports Show, Facebook.com/Nation Sports Show, and we are live on YouTube at YouTube.com/Nation Sports Show. Thank you to Randy. Thank you to Elder. Thank you to Joey, our boy. And thank you to Elder and William and everybody out there in the chat, that has joined us tonight, and everybody that will be watching this afterwards. And thank you to Kevin. Thank you to William and Joey for giving your scores for this week, and for HiJacker for joining us. And we look forward to having Joey back on with us next week and Kevin back on with us next week, and recapping week 7 in the NFL and previewing all of the action from week 8. And also, was what I'm talking about, supporting, supporting, the things that you like. If you're a music fan and you live in the West Coast and you just so happen to be watching this show and you're a fan of Dirty Honey, a real live rock and roll band, they will be starting off their Can't Find the Breaks tour tomorrow in San Francisco. And what's also cool about this upcoming tour, Dirty Honey will be selling copies of their brand new record 2 weeks before it officially hits stores on November the 3rd. They will be selling the record at their concerts for people to buy. So if you are in the San Francisco area tomorrow night, and if you are in the Sacramento or San Diego spots, this upcoming week, check out those shows. And this tour just goes all around. They're doing shows in Texas. They're doing a show in Atlanta in a couple of weeks. They're doing the show in Charlotte, which I will be there on the 1st of November. Looking forward to that. But support these bands that need support. Support good bands, good real live bands. Support new music. Support the future of music. Support, support the music that you love. No matter what genre it is, but go out and support these artists that are busting their ass in a tour bus and going from city to city, state to state, and miles to miles. I mean, it's crazy. It's like you guys were talking about the boxing stuff. Support the things that you love. And with that being said, also, before I forget, you can follow the Nation's Corner on Twitter at Nation's Corner. Everywhere else on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, it is at the Nation's Corner. And Ezra, I know you're going to get to it, but I'll plug it right here. MPW, Mission Pro Wrestling Thriller, is this Saturday on October 21st. And with that being said, Ezra, wrap this up, my friend.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Steven. Thank you to Randy and Joey for your picks. Thank you to HiJacker for joining us tonight. And thank you to everybody who watched this show live or watches it on demand. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff. Big, huge thanks to a lot of our crew, of course, from last week's Nation's Corner show, which you got to catch it. It was hilarious. It was a great show. Like I said, Mission Pro Wrestling coming up with some great shows, including Thriller this week.
And real quick, I will be on the Nation's Corner this Saturday with John and Tony and Mike. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes, it's going to be a lot of fun. We got Thriller that night, Mission Pro Wrestling, of course, Maya World, Izzy Moreno. You got Christina Marie looking to get the Mission Pro title taken away from Tiffany Nieves, our current champion. Also, the Open Casket Challenge between JP Harlow and Black Swan, which will be great for Halloween time. If you're in the area, get your tickets at missionprowrestling.com or go to Title Match Network. If you can't be there in person, go to titlematchnetwork.com, sign up. It is only $9.99 a month, and you get all the latest information, all that. And you get to watch Mission Pro Wrestling events, past, present, and future, as well as other wrestling promotions on there. And you know what? We got to say this. We got to send a special congratulations to former Busted Open producer, Ms. Gabby Laspisa. Today, it was announced on the Premier Wrestling Network, October 27th, the Gabby AF podcast will drop. Gabby is now producing her own podcast called Gabby AF, taken, of course, from her segment on Busted Open Radio, 1027. The Jersey girl herself doing the Busted Open Nation proud by bringing her own style and flair to the Premier Wrestling Network. So sign up for that too and help us support her and help us support Gabby.
And I had to jump in real quick for this. I mean, Gabby is got such a sparkling personality. She's very bright. She's, she knows what she's talking about. She's a young wrestling fan, and she has worked so hard, even after leaving Busted Open and getting this podcast off the ground. And I know she's going to do great at what she does. And looking forward to checking that out. Hashtag Gabby AF. Congratulations to Gabby on the new podcast, talking about the world of professional wrestling, and looking forward to checking out this podcast with Gabby.
Absolutely. Couldn't leave the show without doing that. But we got to leave the show now because it's getting close to time. Of course, NXT is going on right now, so it's on USA Network. If you're watching it, good. If not, tune in now. Should be a great show. Also stuff going on this weekend too. WrestleCade announcements have been announced. Talent for the GCW show. Big match between Andrade El Idolo and Vikingo announced for the main WrestleCade event. Wrestling show, so check that out, WrestleCade.com. That's in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, the weekend of Thanksgiving. So if you got time away from your family and you want to go see some good wrestling and meet some people, go to WrestleCade and check it out. With that being said, for Kevin Rory, for Stephen Wyand, for HiJacker Mike, for Joey Thornton, Randy Gyron, and everybody in our crew, and everybody, of course, in the Busted Open Nation who watches the show, I am Ezra Vickery, and we will see you right here next week with another great edition of our Nation Sports Show. Take care, everybody. Have a great week, and we will see you all next Tuesday for more sports. See you then, guys.
Turn me up. Turn me up.